Sometimes when you're decorating an aquarium like this one, we've just relocated this tank, and when I did the aquascaping, I really couldn't see much, and it almost feels like doing a painting in the dark, and then suddenly you get to turn the lights on and find out if you did a good job. In this case, all the swim-throughs and ledges, I'm actually really happy with it. So there's lots of ledges, lots of swim-throughs, lots of protrusions that that you could put corals on. I'm actually really happy with it. Considering I couldn't see what I was doing when I did it, I actually think this has turned up all right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so in the back of this, there is a filter sock. You want to chuck that out, filter out any filter wool or give it a clean. Now here, I can see the water coming out of the UV chiller. So I'm just going to turn that down a little bit because I don't want the water coming out of here too strong, because the UV and chiller will be more efficient with a slower flow. So we definitely want the water to be coming out. So we just don't want it bolting out. So if you play with that a little bit, just so I mean, that's a pretty nice trickle, like not trickle, but we don't want the water going faster than it needs to. So patience is the key to these aquariums. So the way we set our skimmer is we go right all the way open, then we close it a bit, then we wait a while, see where it stabilizes. Then we close it a bit, and then we wait a while. We don't just sit here and do it in one session, or you'll never stabilize it. Now, when you want to make these things quiet, you also have to be patient. So there's a dial right there. So you want to open the dial up so it's fully open. Then you want to close it a bit. Then you want to wait a while. Then you close it a bit, and then you wait a while until you find that nice, quiet, magical spot. So if you close that dial a bit, then wait a while, then close that dial a bit, then wait a while. Now, if for some reason it doesn't get quiet, then you want to probably turn your pump down a little bit. So this pump is a Delua pump, and it's got a controller in the side. So if you turn your pump down a little bit, then do the same thing. Open the tap right up, then close it a bit, then wait a while, then close it a bit, then wait a while, until we should be able to get this tank very quiet just by setting this level, assuming you don't have too much water running through the pump. So if you follow that procedure, you should be able to get it nice and quiet. And if not, yeah, it might have turned your pump down a little bit. Help with trace elements. When you bring a sample of water to Majestic Aquariums, we're going to be checking pH, KH, calcium, magnesium, and then we're going to help stabilize your reef builders. So they're all called your reef builders. They're all the things that help to give you nice, healthy, thriving corals. Now, if any of those levels are wrong, then we're going to suggest that you alter your dosing pump in order to get those levels right. And we're also going to be making sure that your nitrate and phosphate aren't too high. And then if that's the case, you might have a product like Nopox on the dosing pump, in which you might need to turn up, and water changes are also going to help. Now, the other thing that you can use is ICP tests. So one thing that's a really good idea is even every 3 months, just send off a ICP sample to Triton, and Triton can give you a whole big printout of stuff that you don't know. So it'll give you a color-coded score sheet that you can give to us, and then we can make recommendations to changes to whatever you're doing to ensure that the trace elements and the micro elements and minor elements are all going well. So if you did that even several times a year, you'll find that corals that otherwise may not have been thriving will start to thrive. Because an aquarium is all about having the right equipment, getting the right advice, and basically understanding that your aquarium will look awesome as long as your water tests and nutrition are correct. if in doubt, make us a video of the aquarium running, bring us down a water sample, and we'll work with you until your tank is thriving. New Reef aquarium, try not to get overwhelmed by it. It's actually not that difficult, but it is sort of one of those things that when you first start learning, there is a fair bit to learn. It's like driving a car. When you first start driving a car, there's so many road rules to remember. There's so much to remember, particularly if you're driving manual cars. But then after a while, you can just drive it and you don't even know that you know how to drive. So a fish tank is a lot like that. So when you start learning about all the bits and pieces, it can seem daunting, but enjoy it, because it is a learning curve. And you know, there is a couple of things you need to learn: how to peak your skimmer. There is a couple of things you need to learn about how to maximize your UV. But that's what we're here for. We'll help you all the way. So don't be overwhelmed. Just take on one challenge at a time, and make sure you have a good aquarium advisor, such as Majestic Aquariums, and find someone that knows and somebody that cares, and then slowly learn about each thing. It's also great that every time you get a piece of equipment, jump on YouTube and watch a few videos of people installing them and teaching you all about them, because the more you learn about your equipment, the better your tank's going to go. But don't be daunted. Just get a good relationship with somebody that cares, and then we'll start walking you through what's involved one step at a time, and you'll just slowly keep learning until eventually you got it down pat. Then you get complacent, forget everything, and have to learn it all again.